If you want to go religious for a minute, the second coming of Christ, or the messianic return, is something that's happening to everyone. I was talking to Jordan over dinner with Bill and Carrie the other night, and he was telling me that if you really go back into the original Old Testament documentation, that the messianic figure is not one person. It represents this change into a whole new way of being. And so now he's got me convinced that I got to go looking for that data myself. He has reason to believe it's true, and I'm sure he's right, but I need to find my own facts. I don't wait for somebody else to come and teach me something. If I hear something that I like, I go look and I find out for myself. I was told from my own guidance, which is dreams and visions and prophetic information, that there was going to be a great change happening to the Earth and the solar system. I didn't just nod my head like a subservient slave to some higher power and say, yes, you're right, oh lovely master, I will do what you say. I said, no, I can't believe that. I can't believe that the whole world is going to change on an energetic level that will make what we're in now seem like the most miserable depression by comparison. That the life that we have now will become 100 times more harmonious, in which things like instantaneous telepathy, levitation, telekinesis, healing, and flying are so effortless that it's as easy to do as raising and lowering the diaphragm to make your lungs breathe. It requires no extra effort. That seems to be what's going on. There's all these people that we have in Earth's history from a variety of cultures, including Jesus. And if you don't want to believe in Jesus really existing, there's plenty of other cultures you can go to look for so-called ascended masters. They're out there. Guys that have these abilities, guys that do these amazing things. All that represents is somebody who is a little bit farther ahead than you are. Not too much. We know that the ETs that are visiting us are almost entirely human. The widest divergence from a human look that you're ever going to get is the so-called gray. The majority of humans, and we're getting more and more whistleblowers coming forward and telling us the same thing. The ETs are our family. They look like us. They have similar types of voices that we do, although they may not use them anymore, because telepathy works much better and much faster. This is like a dial-up modem. It sucks. Okay? If I could telepathically speak to you, sorry. How's that? If I could telepathically speak to you and just give you the download, you just get the whole thing, and I can walk off, thank you very much, good night. And I'm done. It's already happening, isn't it? I'm giving you holographic plates. What do we know about a holographic plate? You cut it up into little pieces, you shine lasers into each one of those pieces, and what happens? Do you see one side of the hologram? You see the whole hologram, just maybe a little bit dimmer. So what I'm doing is I'm giving you all these little pieces which seem to be very interdisciplinary. I'm talking about diet, I'm talking about health, I'm talking about politics, I'm talking about science. But I'm talking about the same thing. I'm talking about you. What is your identity? What is your identity? Is it your body? No. Is it this room around you right now? That's part of it. Your body is part of it. The people sitting next to you in this auditorium, or if you're watching this on the internet, the computer screen that you're looking at, that's part of you. The chair that's touching your bottom is part of you. It's your identity. When you walk on the ground and the earth is also walking against you, not just you walking against the ground. When you go outside and you see the blue skies and you see the clouds and you see the birds and you see the trees and you hear the wind blowing through the trees, that's you. That's who you are. Energetically, we can prove that. Energetically, we can prove that all the cells in your body change every 7 years. Who you are right now, this body that you have, even if you have this big nasty wart on your face or something, that wart has been completely redone over 7 years of time. Okay, fine. What does that mean? That means that the energy that made you change every 7 years flowed through you, but it didn't get stuck there. It kept on going. Is it not true that the air that you're breathing right now as I talk to you has potentially been shared by every person in human history? That's pretty nasty if you're a germophobic person, isn't it? Every person in the world's history has breathed the air that you're breathing. It's going round and round and round and round and round. It may be getting cleaned, but all the energy is there, and you can trace it back, and that could be scientifically proven easily. So what about you? Who are you? Who are you really? If the energy field that makes your consciousness is interpenetrated with other people's consciousness, and we can prove that, then who are you? Are you just this ego? Are you just this part of yourself that feels like you're lacking something? Because the body needs things to survive. The body needs sanitation. If you don't shower it for a while, it's going to start smelling pretty nasty. If you don't go to the bathroom, you're going to get sick and you'll eventually die. If you don't eat something, you're going to starve to death. If you don't drink something, you're going to dehydrate to death. The body is fragile. It can be cut. It can be having broken bones. You can have hair loss, skin problems. Everything can go wrong with the body. And therefore, when the body feels pain, you feel pain, and it seems like your identity is now in jeopardy. So because the body is so identified with the identity, we assume that our identity is the body. But we now have the scientific proof that that's not true. So your identity ultimately is the earth, the Gaia hypothesis, James Lovelock. Your identity ultimately is the sun, that which created all the particles and molecules that make you who you are now. Your identity is the galaxy. Your identity is the universe. The energy that makes the universal mind is you. It's just in a slower, holographically fragmented form, like that prism I said is rotating, and all these little rainbows are there. That's all it is. That's all you are. But that's everything you need to be, because that proves that you are the light, you are the love, you are the one infinite creator. That's all you ever have been, it's all you ever will be. And that's more than enough. Because what that means is that you have limitless potential. There is nothing special about me. The only thing that's different is that I'm very dedicated to doing what I'm doing, and I'm getting in touch with that part of myself that has access to the higher consciousness, and it makes me more and more of an embodiment of who I am. The more that you get in touch with the higher self, with your true cosmic identity, the more that you become one of the living master geniuses on this planet. If you had any idea of the scope of what you could be, if you truly access your potential, it would floor you. Because every single one of us has the potential to be a messianic figure, to be the savior of the world. We all have that potential, and we're all doing it to varying degrees as we start awakening. Well, thank you. Look, I could yak about this all day, but we got a lot of slides to do. So let's do some slides. The galaxy is pumping out these waves of energy which are now changing the solar system, and we're going to talk about that in very concrete terms. You're going to see all the proof for that. You're also going to see the proof that the fossil record has been undergoing... I'm not getting any... Oh, okay. Never mind. The fossil record is undergoing 26 million year cycles as well as 62 million year cycles, as you see in this graph here. What's causing that to happen? All life on Earth spontaneously changing in even intervals of time. Oh, it's got to be some big rock out there that's spinning around. 62 million years is not some big rock. That's like a third of the entire orbit of the galaxy, basically. It's about a fourth. Because the galaxy is about 240 million year orbit. 62 is about, roughly speaking, it's a quarter. Might be exactly a quarter. That might be the point. What did the ancients know, and why must we remember now? What do pyramids really do? Pyramids are harnessing the source field. We're going to get into that in a minute. We know and we can prove now that Atlantean civilization is nothing new. These pyramids around the world are not something that was built in conventional history. It was built before then. Off the western tip of Cuba, as you see in this map here, at this Guanacabibias, I can't even pronounce that, the Guanacabibias Peninsula, right off the tip of that, on the western tip of Cuba, you go a mile down. Well, it's not quite a mile, but it's a long ways down under the surface of the ocean. And down there you find a submerged city, as this link says on BBC News.